And welcome back to Zanpakuto Creation Series. Today's Zanpakuto Creation Series character comes to us from Carson Heinko, who asked the question, what is the Zanpakuto of Tsunade Senju from Naruto, the 5th Hokage and one of the legendary Sannin? Tsunade, a long time ago, I fan-made a bunch of Zanpakuto from just like back in the day when I was considering and never really went through with it, doing fan fiction. That's what I did. And one of them was a Naruto Bleach crossover, which I might adapt into a what if someday. But that's neither here nor there right now. So one of the characters I knew I had to adapt was Tsunade. And I basically did something similar here, but I changed it up a bit. Well, one second here. I'll read the name out in just a second. I think I wrote it so long ago and a little scratchy that I can't read it properly, but I'm sure I'll get it down. But what is her Zanpakuto? Well, I think it's a combination of two things. It is a living creature type, like Komamura's, but also with Kido aspects to it. Unlike Komamura's, which is a melee living creature type, like all Zanpakuto have a main type, but then you can put them into subtype categories as well. Ichigo's, for example, is predominantly a melee type, but with a slightly sub-Kido-esque ability. It's able to fire off against a Tensho. Gives it an amplified swing. It's like, no, it gives it a freaking crescent laser shot. That's what it does. Amplified swing, my ass. But yeah, it does have a sub-Kido ability. Renji's Zabimaru, again, predominantly a melee type. But it has one sub-Kido ability. It's very minor in the Kido, but it has a sub-Kido ability. So, when you get into more unique groups of Zanpakuto, for example, Rose's Kinshara, it's not, the whip does not seem to be an illusionary Zanpakuto. It does seem to lean more towards Kido because it's manipulating sound. The Bankai seems to be more of a sound illusion Kido mix is what it is. But if you look on the site, it's labeled as an illusionary type. The point being is that I feel like this is a mix between a living creature type and a Kido type. Now, standard size would be a katana. Or standard Zanpakuto would be katana. But its release would be save. Now, its Shikai, shocker, and the spirit would be Katsuyu. That is a Katsuyu would be her Zanpakuto, very much like in the vein of a Unohana's, or some as a creature that has its abilities. In terms of what the Shikai does, before we talk about the Bankai, it has all of Katsuyu's standard abilities, mostly healing, being able to really tank attacks because it's a slug, which means its body is very moist, malleable, and could take a lot of blunt force hits, including blades just sinking in and just disappearing. And using Ryatsu, I imagine, to, again, summon acid, but also quickly heal individuals with its flesh. It's kind of a different version of Minazuki, I feel. But it can't fly, but it's a bit more durable in that sense, because I imagine it'd be larger. But it's Bankai. The Bankai Katsuyu would be, and I want to remember if I wrote this right. What did I write here? Burr of the healing Katsuyu? Hold on one second. I'm just going to get my English-Japanese translator out of here, because I actually don't know I can't read what I wrote here. Hold on. English to Japanese. Real quick here. Sorry for the delay, folks. But the Bankai, essentially, like I said, the spirit is also Katsuyu. I'm going to go with Bearer of the Healing. That's what I wrote. So, Bearer of the Healing Katsuyu. Yep, that is exactly what I wrote. Or close enough to it. Which translates out to, oh boy, Iyashino Ninate Katsuyu. And what this does is Katsuyu basically goes into the whole dividing mechanic she has. She can make multiple versions of herself. For me, I wanted to make this her Bankai. dividing into hundreds, if not thousands. Kind of doing a Zenbone Zakura style technique, but with a living creature. And not only are all of her abilities expanded out to all these forms, but multiple of these Katsuyu can surround an object, a large area, or just one small person, and create basically a Reishi shield barrier that can both trap and heal individuals. And it's, I mean, again, it's a combination of Katsuyu and Tsunade's chakra. But so it's got to be fueled by that. But when you would probably be a captain class fighter like Tsunade is, or Tsunade would be, because she's a Sanin going on to turn into a Kage, it's clear she'd have the Ryatsu to make that a very unique weapon. Katsuyu's weaknesses, though, would very much be that apart from the acid that she can fire in the Shikai form, and to lesser degrees, because she's now dividing herself, lesser degrees in the Bankai form, this is not a very heavily offensive Zanpakuto. It does have some offense. Even Katsuyu can use her bulk and throw it around a bit, but it's more of a support Zanpakuto with some mildly offensive capabilities, which translates well to Tsunade, who's actually got a lot of offensive capabilities, as we've seen with her strength, but is actually more of a healer, because that's what she's trained to do. And it makes sense that her Zanpakuto will reflect the fact that, yes, you are strong, but what you are meant to do is heal and protect. That's what you're meant to do, Tsunade. So, apart from a lack of offensive abilities, not a complete absence, but a lack of. Apart from a lack of offensive abilities, this would also be one of those Zanpakutos that is strictly, it would have time limits, because it is feeding off of the user's Ryatsus, particularly in Bankai form. Once in the Bankai, the user will tire out eventually. It doesn't matter if you're, as weak as a Hanataro or as strong as a Yamamoto. Your Ryatsu is going to run out at some point. Now, granted, better spiritual energy control and massive reserves can lengthen the amount of time considerably. Tsunade would obviously be one of those people who knows her weakness and knows how to mitigate it. Has probably trained trained a while to keep it as effective as possible. So yeah, and the fact that it is both it's kind of like Orihime's Shinten. What is it called? Why am I blanking on Orihime's ability name? Shinten Rika? Is that it? I'm getting it up right now because for my own edification, I want to know. Where are you, characters? Human. Where? Oh, there she is. Orihime. Okay. Well, Shinten. I want to say the Shinten Rika, right? Shun Shun Rika. That I was so close. It was Shun Shun Rika. And her abilities, are commands she calls out through the uses of Saten Keshu. That was the name in my head. Saten Keshu, Soten Keshu, Shinten Keshu, and Koten Zashun. So yeah, those are her overall abilities. But yeah, I was trying to remember the names of those. But yeah, it's something similar to that, but not in terms of rejecting space or anything. Just having both healing and defensive capabilities. I think this lends itself pretty well to someone like Tsunade, who already has her physical abilities to rely on in terms of, combat. And she would, if I did a Bleach crossover set in the world of Bleach, but with Naruto character, and that eventually, which I've had requests for, whenever I get around to doing that one, I will ask people what style you will like that in. Bleach characters, the Naruto story, but with Bleach characters in the Naruto world. The Bleach story, but with Naruto characters in the world. A Naruto story set in the Bleach world, or a Bleach story set in the Naruto world. So there's probably going to be a poll for that one. But until then, yeah. Especially if, like I said, if I were to use her in like a Bleach Naruto crossover as a Shinigami, she probably would already have intense offensive capabilities just in base without using drawing or Zanpakuto. When drawing her Zanpakuto, she'd probably be a skilled swordsman, no doubt about it, but releasing her Zanpakuto would not necessarily be a necessity in combat. It'd be more a necessity to aid others in combat. So, yeah, I think it'd actually be a pretty unique sword for someone like her. But until then, though, that is my thoughts on the Zanpakuto of Tsunade Senju. What do you think of the Zanpakuto? Do you think it fits her, or do you think a different Zanpakuto style would work for her? Let me know in the comments below. But until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. I'll see you later.